got NBA basketball in store for you. We're live at the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas, the home of the Spurs, live on 2K Sports. Last outing for Orlando, the loss. A look at the starting group for the Magic. Ibaka is out there with Batum. Then it's Jay Crowder. Then it's Roy Hibbert. And it's Oladipo in at the point. San Antonio with the rebound. And Victor Oladipo, after a solid rookie campaign, really took it up a notch last season, even after missing Clark the first 9 games with that facial fracture.
I love this kid's gravitas. I mean, he's got a presence about him. His percentages improved across the board, field goal, three-point, free throws. And I like his work ethic and his confidence.
They get it back. Ginobili can't hit. On defense, the Spurs. Here's Crowder. Bangs home the trifecta. Crowder's got the first bucket of the night, a three-pointer for Orlando.
In talking about Victor Oladipo's improvement, a lot of it has to do with his work ethic. Also his pregame film study, something his college coach absolutely raved about. And all of that showed up for him big time last season.
Just 5 to shoot. Cousins. And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Outside Hill. The 9-foot shot. Again missing Hill.
And back to Oladipo. We always talk about 5-star phenoms coming out of high school. He was just a 3-star guy. He's had to work for everything he's gotten, and I think that served him well. He's got a hunger and drive that you can't manufacture. No breathing room at all to take that shot.
A 3 from Leonard. Good. The assist goes to Hill.
The defender there in the neighborhood, but not quite close enough. Good shot.
And Oladipo kicks to Batum. It's Oladipo on the wing. The shot from 20 feet away. A shot by Batum, no good.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Here's Ginobili. Misses off the right iron.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
Now here's Crowder. Oladipo left side to the paint. And Serge Ibaka, the bucket on the assist by Oladipo.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
San Antonio trailing here. Last season, Clark, the Spurs kept on winning as usual. They passed the Lakers, in fact, for the best winning percentage all time for a franchise.
Well, some of that has to do with the struggles the Lakers had last season, but more of it is credit to the Spurs. Consistency and high-quality play has been who they are and have been for 2 decades.
Feeds it to Ibaka. And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
And Oladipo, here we go. 6 to shoot. Again, the Magic score.
And with the Spurs and their winning percentage, it's right above 60. Not bad for a team that joined the NBA back in 1977.
Hill passes to Cousins. Battles through traffic and lays it in.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
A lot of the Spurs' success, guys, with their winning percentage has come since the 90s. The way they are put together, who knows how high they can push that franchise winning percentage.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here. The problem the Magic faced last season was depth. They really weren't a deep team, and it hurt them along the way.
Yeah, it sure did. I mean, they had the second fewest bench points in the league, and that number was really low because they didn't use the bench that often. Starters did a lot of the heavy lifting.
Duncan, he's checked in for San Antonio. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Orlando. Marshall comes in for Oladipo. And there's the foul on Jay Crowder. That is his first foul of the game. A different look now for San Antonio. Rudy Gay's checked in for Cousins. Stuckey comes in for Manu Ginobili. And it's Mills in for George Hill.
And for the Magic, they would try and address the bench for this season, both through the draft and free agents.
And Marshall kicks to Ibaka. Took him no time at all on that one. Ibaka's got his second basket.
What a pass by Marshall. That's outstanding teamwork.
Leonard dishes to Mills. And it's Duncan penetrating. Passes it to Gay. Great D that time from Batum.
And guys, the Magic didn't luck out and jump into the top 3 in the draft. Still ended up with a high pick, and that'll help add another nice piece to their puzzle. They've accumulated a lot of good pieces, but now they need to start making it work. You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Now here's Leonard. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Orlando making some changes. Channing Frye's checked in for Ibaka. Kid Gilchrist comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Bogdanovich is subbed in for Crowder. The pass to Bogdanovich. No one near him. And the shot falls short this time.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
This is to Gay. Another miss by Gay. Magic leading by 6.
And guys, you see how Rudy Gay just exploded last season in the second half. I mean, I think he felt at ease in George Karl's system. And I think that's one reason why you're starting to see just how good Rudy Gay can be.
Dedmon passes to Marshall. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
The assist, Dwayne Dedmon. Timeout Spurs.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. For a long time, critics have gotten on Gay for his lack of efficiency, but he quieted some of those voices, Clark, last year with his play instead.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, across the board, he made nice improvements, not only in his scoring, but also his ability to create shots for others.
And Mills kicks to Gay. Leonard attacking.
Grown man's power flush with the long hang on the rim at the end of it.
Clark, that could be a catalyst for him.
I think you're right.
And when we've seen those kinds of plays get them fired up in the past.
Dedmon kicks to Marshall. Mills with the steal. And now Stuckey running the floor.
Whoa!
Well, they won't be down for long if they can get some more early offense just like that.
And Clark, the best way to get that early offense is with steals that allows you to get out in transition.
For three, Fry can't get it to go. He's taken two and missed two. Kid Gilchrist with the steal. And now Orlando on the break. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Oh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Kid Gilchrist with the steal. And we reach the end. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And from what we've seen from Orlando, what do you guys see?
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Really a big part of why they're on top here. The defense has been on point.
Well, the Orlando Magic had a rough season last year. They managed to still be, though, competitive on the road.
You know, they really had one of those years where they just seemed to play better on the road. Maybe more comfortable, not as much pressure. Almost half of their wins on the year came out of town.
Rudy Gay is up there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's Hill. Then there's Rodney Stuckey. And it's Duncan in at the 5 down low. That's the San Antonio 5.
You know what? Sometimes something good can come out of a bad possession. And part of why Orlando held things together on the road was they could get hot from the floor. Ended up in the top 10 in the NBA in terms of field goal percentage on the road.
5 on the clock. The drive by Cousins. Uses both hands to slam it down.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Duncan dishes to Hill. Duncan with the screen for Gay. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Gay's got his second basket of the game.
And, you know, for the Magic, they still only had 12 road wins last year. Given the youth of this team, that's definitely something that can be built on.
Now, here's Oladipo. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Gay with it. Picked up by Hibbert. Hill against Batum. Hill kicks to Cousins. Hill passes to Cousins. No good. And Orlando the other way now. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Screen by Ibaka. The 3 ball. No good. Well, it was the San Antonio Spurs in their last game, a loss to Cleveland. Gay outside. It's back to Hill. Releases. It's hauled in by the Magic.
And guys, no doubt George Hill had it rough last season. He missed the first 28 games with that left knee injury, came back for 5, then missed another 11 games before his season got going. But you know what? He had one of his most productive years from that point on.
Here is Hill, following the score by Serge Ibaka. Out to Duncan. There's the dish to Stuckey. Baseline try, and he gets it to go.
The offense has a better flow, and it actually looks better here in the second quarter.
It does. They're playing with a little bit more bounce in their step and trying to close this gap.
Now a timeout called by Orlando.
And Rodney Stuckey, a combo guard out of Eastern Washington, played a big role for the Pacers a season ago.
Now here's Oladipo. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
I tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
You were talking about Stuckey. He did play well in his first year with the Pacers. Clark, he helped them as a starter and off the bench.
Yeah, really had his most efficient year scoring the ball to date. And more than his scoring and what he brought on the court, his presence in the locker room and professionalism. You talk to the people around the Pacers, he was a breath of fresh air on a team that has a number of fresh air guys.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Leonard comes in for Rudy Gay. And it's Mills in for Hill.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
There's the screen. And Mills kicks to Cousins. And here comes the break. Throws down off the coast-to-coast drive.
It's as if the defense just let him go.
He'll thank them for that because he got a chance to perform a little razzle-dazzle on that one.
Pass to Mills. Ginobili outside. Pass to Cousins. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
That's his first personal foul.
DeMarcus Cousins can really be unstoppable at times on offense. He's shown star qualities ever since he stepped into the NBA. But it wasn't until last season that he was voted to the All-Star game.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Wayne Dedmon comes in for Roy Hibbert. And it's Marshall in for Oladipo. Kid Gilchrist dishes to Marshall. Back to Kid Gilchrist. Kicks to Dedmon. Leonard with the steal. And now it's Leonard running. Here we go. All the way.
Terrific job on both ends of that sequence. Very slick steal and then excellent transition offense.
And really, it all stems from the aggressive defense. That's exactly what the doctor ordered.
The feed to Kid Gilchrist. There's the double team with Ginobili. Here's Bogdanovich. Again, the Magic score. And back to Cousins last year. He was the first Sacramento King to appear in an All-Star game, which is hard to believe in over a decade. That is a long stretch, a long drought.
I'll tell you what, no question he's been doing a lot of heavy lifting here early in his career. But I tell you what, you surround him with some sick talent, and I can see rings in this young man's future.
One more time, keep it going for your Silver Dancers.
Spurs trail by 9.
2 minutes.
And Mills kicks to Cousins. Kicks it out to Leonard. Wide open. Jump shot is good that time. Leonard's got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, field goal percentage above 50 now. Their offense is starting to show.
And, you know, that's a really good sign. I mean, they stumbled out of the gate, but they're starting to look a little better now and regaining some ground.
Now, here's Fry. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. And Kid Gilchrist gets it to go in.
Boy, have they gotten hot here in the second quarter. No wonder they're in front.
Now, I don't know if this field goal percentage is sustainable, but if they can stay close to what they've done in shooting the ball, they'll run away with this one.
Cousins, the pass to Mills. 3 on the clock. Releases. That one a little long. Magic leading by 9. And Marshall kicks to Bogdanovich. Here's Dedmon. He's guarded by Cousins. To the inside. Here's Fry. The shot's good. Marshall making the play. Fry's got his second bucket tonight.
You know, he's had better starts, obviously, but he's shaking it off here in the second.
Leonard on the wing. He feeds it to Mills. Leonard kicks to Ginobili. Inside. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Here's Marshall.
Tim Duncan.
He kicks to Kid Gilchrist. And there's the call on Ginobili. That is his first foul of the game.
Manu Ginobili. That's his first personal foul.
Here's Bogdanovich. And it goes at the buzzer!
Digging deep.
And so that brings the first half to a close. Magic lead by 13. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, your Spurs dance team.
And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us.
Some great play by Kawhi Leonard tonight. He has 9 points and 1 steal as well.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough one.
So on the floor for Orlando, they've got Batum. Baca is out there with Roy Hibbert. Then there's Oladipo, and it's Crowder in it, the two guard. Here's Ginobili. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
And guys, looking at Roy Hibbert, just a mountain of a man, listed these days at about 7'2", 290 pounds, with a wingspan of a pterodactyl. I mean, a true game changer inside when he's motivated and on his game.
Spurs trail by 13. Cousins dishes to Hill. It's stolen by Ibaka. And finished off by Oladipo.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
Crowder kicks to Oladipo. Ibaka with a screen on Hill. Ibaka outside. The offensive rebound. Batum wide open. He fires. An absolute pound. from three-point range.
San Antonio timeout.
Batum's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three.
And now, your Spurs dance team.
Well, talking about Roy Hibbert, he doesn't just have size. He has a strong lower body, too. Very hard. And you know this, Clark. You worked for the organization. You saw it firsthand. Very hard to back that guy down in the post.
Yeah, and for years he's worked on ways to complement that size with improved training and footwork, even indulging in MMA one off season. Well, I tell you what, he'd be one scary super heavyweight if he went the full distance in MMA.
Agreed. Spurs trailed by 18. Here's Marjanovic. It's back to Hill. Down low. And there's DeMarcus Cousins on the assist by Hill. 9 points for DeMarcus Cousins.
Well, for one, he hasn't let them down. I mean, but a few other guys need to pick up the pace if they're going to be good.
2 minutes into the second half of play now. Now here's Crowder. He's covered by Ginobili. Crowder kicks to Oladipo. To the middle. Hangs. And the rejection by Cousins. And here we go. It's deflected. And Ibaka kicks to Hibbert. Here's Oladipo. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
You know, based on the response of the fans, I'd have to say they disagree with the officials on that one.
No, it's pretty clear, Greg. I mean, they're letting them know just how much they disagree.
That's one for their first four to start the second half.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Now, here's Oladipo. 18 points separating the teams. That's the biggest lead of the game.
San Antonio foul call.
And who has been a greater enigma than Roy Hibbert? A guy who can look like an all-star Clark one game and an undrafted free agent the next.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing the kind of swings Roy has had. He's been really good at times. Sometimes he gets in his own way with overthinking things, but I think he's got everything he needs to be an upper-tier center, upper echelon center. Just has lacked consistency the last year or two.
Now, here is Hill. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And Leonard has it in the corner. Shot clock at 6. And the foul goes on Roy Hibbert. Duncan, he's checked in for San Antonio.
In for your Spurs, Tim Duncan.
And there's the foul on Jay Crowder. That's foul number 2 for him.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Now here's Leonard. He's got 9. It's Ginobili with the drive for 3. Again, Leonard missing.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
Crowder, the pass to Hibbert. Batum for 3. Rebound by DeMarcus Cousins. Spurs trail by 20. Hill with it. Now defended by Oladipo. And here's Leonard from 3. And it's Leonard again missing.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
And an intentional foul right there. Rudy Gay's checked in for San Antonio. Stuckey comes in for Manu Ginobili. Now here's Oladipo. He's got 10. Hibbert gets the bucket.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
Elbow shot. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. And that's 11 points for DeMarcus Cousins.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Now here's Batum. He's definitely a factor in their offense, averaging 12 points a game. They grab their own miss. Here's Ibaka.
And doing some dirty work on the offensive glass.
And then fouls it up, Greg, with heavy-duty jam on his mind with a terrific putback.
Got a pigeon on that one. Easy money right there, fellas. Going old school on you young fellas. Look that up, pigeon.
And the Spurs making a change here. Mills is checked in. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Hibbert. Fry comes in for Serge Ibaka. Bogdanovich is checked in for Crowder. And Kendall Marshall subbed in for Oladipo. And Orlando making a change here. Kid Gilchrist is checked in. Rodney Stuckey on the wing. He dishes it to Duncan. Banked in off the glass.
He's got to be a little embarrassed for joining the Paratroopers Club on that pump fake.
And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
Now here's Mills. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Cousins. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
You know, Kevin, he outweighs his man by quite a bit in that matchup, and he did the right thing by going straight to the rim. Don't mess around with it.
Well, as Greg was just talking about, the assistant that was hired was Becky Hammond, a phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA. And Clark, you know, you and I were talking about this before. She was a perfect candidate to become the first full-time female assistant.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it might not seem like that big a deal to some, but this was a big-time barrier breaker that the Spurs pulled off.
Here's Mills. Magic knocking down the tray. Kicks it out to Gay. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark.
Their rebounding has been off the charts today, guys. Reason number one, this game is out of hand.
Exactly, Clark. Their lead is not surprising given their advantage on the backboard.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
Yeah, it's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses.
Good, just like soup. A little more ferocious, though.
Okay, Clark approves, everybody.
Yeah, but that's how you finish strong. Young fellas wearing the rim out.
Flush that thing down, young fella.
That is a fierce two-hander.
Maximum force on that dunk.
Feeds to Duncan. It's Gay with the drive. Duncan dishes to Stuckey. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The Magic leading by 23. And here is Marshall. Pass to Dedmon. The shot's good. Marshall making the play. Dedmon's got his first basket.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it. And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Here's Fry. Misses off the left iron.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Stuckey into the lane. Rudy Gay on the wing. Knocks down the three ball. Gay's got 11 points.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. It's the Magic running away with it. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the 4th quarter gets underway. And we're getting underway here in the 4th quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Leonard is the 3 with Duncan the 4. Rodney Stuckey out there with Hill. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. Now the pass to Leonard. Dishes to Duncan. There's the triple. And it's Hill. That time the assist from Duncan. Duncan's got 3 assists tonight.
What are they thinking leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
Leonard against Oladipo. Leonard with the ball. Hill drives in. Spurs passing it around. 4 on the shot clock. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Manu Ginobili's checked in for Rodney Stuckey. Orlando leading by 17. There's the dish to Hibbert. Outside for Batum. No good. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. And following this one, they'll take on the Hornets in New Orleans. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. Leonard attacking, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. For a long time in San Antonio, it's been about the big 3, and rightfully so with all their wins, and Kawhi Leonard seems to be their future.
And Kawhi and the big 3 recognize that and are trying to ease the transition period. And if you know the Spurs, they'll make a smooth transition, won't they, Kevin?
Absolutely.
And guys, for Kawhi Leonard and the Spurs, Coach Popovich already sees him as the next guy. He told Leonard not to think of the big 3, but to think of himself as the big 1.
It's back to Hill. Here's Marjanovic. It's Ginobili with the drive. Leonard with the ball. Now defended by Oladipo. Ginobili misses.
And guys, with what Popovich said about Leonard, small things like that can be the catalyst to get a player to reach greatness. Sooner or later, this will be Kawhi's team.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the 4th. Now here's Ginobili. Defended by Crowder. Duncan kicks to Ginobili. And now Orlando on the break. Batum leading the charge. Outside Leonard. Pass to Duncan. The tray. And that's good. Kawhi Leonard for 3.
They're getting a bunch of their points outside of the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from 3-point range.
The defense is just not closing out quick enough.
That's his first personal.
And Victor Oladipo with the elite athleticism and versatility to be a perennial all-star. We've seen the second-year phenom line up as a 1. He's played off guard. He's even played a little small forward in his time in the league.
And he has that quickness, length, and power combo to be a lockdown defender at all of those positions as well. So that's why he was the co-defensive player of the year coming out of college.
Hill passes to Duncan. Leonard. Orlando grabs the miss.
This is not the slam dunk contest. You don't get do-overs. You got to finish the job.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Screen by Duncan. Leonard draws the double. Hill has the open look. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron. It's stolen by Hill. Pass to Leonard. And the official signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
You can't afford to be playing that loose right now.
Definitely not. I mean, things have to be tight. You want to be playing smart, high-level basketball. You don't want to be brain fading right now.
San Antonio making a switch here. Cousins is checked in. Ibaka dishes to Batum. They get the rebound. Here's Crowder. But he recovers it.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
Great hustle on display, and you know what? It's paying off with those second chance points.
Boy, you can get a lot of momentum, Greg, getting a timely offensive rebound, and they've had more than their share.
Leonard kicks to Cousins. And Hibbert with the block. And that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession. Five on the clock. And it's Hill penetrating. Here's Cousins. The shot no good. Nice D from Oladipo. Orlando leading by 21. Batum for three. But they recover it.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
Shots good by Ibaka.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
And guys, Serge Ibaka's production was just a little off last season. We're not talking, big number changes. We're talking small dips in a number of categories.
Well, one category where he did really fall off, though, Kevin, was field goal percentage. A career 53% shooter, he dropped down to 47.
Kicks it out to Ginobili. There's the triple. Orlando grabs the miss.
The mechanics totally out of whack right now. He's lost his feel for the shot.
Yeah, he really has. Just totally out of sync. You can just see it in the numbers. Nothing going down for him right now.
San Antonio's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far.
And getting back to Ibaka, everything changed for him the minute Kevin Durant was lost last season. Defenses could focus on him, and he was the Thunder's only front court scoring threat. And as much as he's improved on offense, he still has neither the flexibility nor skill set to be a guy that can be considered a first or second option offensively.
Tipped away. It's stolen by Oladipo. It's Hibbert with the drive. Hill pulls it in. The Spurs have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9.
Talking about Ibaka, last season was good for his growth. He got a taste of what it's like to be the first or second scoring option rather than an afterthought. Now it's up to him to take that experience and convert it into improvement.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Magic.
But, Steve, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out Clark this kind of punishment to
Well,
him.
you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
Just a quality win, and you look at the box score and some really good numbers for Serge Ibaka. You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
Butler attacking. Mills passes to Cousins. And the wing jumper offline. Kid Gilchrist dishes to Marshall. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
Here's Butler. High shot from 10 feet out. Here's Orlando now. Here's Fry. Oh, he misses the dunk.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
Magic foul call. That's his first personal foul.
First one falls for him.
Shooting for San Antonio, Patty Mills. Taking 2 shots.
And both free throws good for Mills. Here's Marshall. Kicks it to Fry. His shot's good. Marshall making the play.
And this is going to be a fantastic result for them. No win on the road comes easy.
Not in the NBA, they don't. And trust me, they're going to take a little extra pleasure in this win, having silenced an entire building of hospitality.